know, Mike. The math on this feels light. Physics is just a suggestion, Gary.
So, this video is not real. Yes, it is funny and stupid, but who are we kidding here? When was the last time you saw this on your construction site? Hopefully, the answer is never, because what we are witnessing is the world's most dangerous physics experiment, a masterpiece of redneck engineering we call the Human Counterweight. Look at Gary and Mike on the ground. They aren't just holding a rope, they are holding Dave's entire medical deductible in their hands. They've decided that their combined body weight is a scientifically valid substitute for a motorized lift or a proper crane. And then there's Dave, dangling up there like a human wind chime. He's just one sneeze or a slippery palm away from becoming a projectile. In the images, we see the inevitable. Chaos ensues. We see Gary and Mike launch into the air like human kites as gravity finally wins the tug-of-war. We see hard hats flying and a slingshot effect that would make a cartoon character jealous. We laugh because it is absurd. We laugh because we have all seen someone try a quick fix that was seconds away from becoming a permanent problem. But let's be honest, if your site foreman is using his crew as ballast, it's time to update your resume and your life insurance policy. Alright, listen up. We've all seen the photos of Dave dangling like a human pendulum, right? Well, gravity finally stopped being a suggestion and started being a law. When Dave's lunch finally tipped the scales, the Human Counterweight experiment ended exactly how you'd expect, with a wet, heavy thud. Mike and Gary didn't even have time to let go. They were launched forward, dragged face first through 30 feet of freshly poured grade A foundation. It wasn't a graceful fall. It was a high-speed excavation. By the time the dust, or rather, the muck settled, they weren't just workers anymore. They stood up, looking like two swamp monsters, dripping in gray sludge. But the real masterpiece? Behind them, in the smooth foundation, they'd carved out two perfect, man-sized ruts. We're calling them the Sludge Angels. It's the only art installation on this site that'll be permanent once that concrete sets. And Dave? Dave didn't even touch the ground. He's still up there, perched on top of that concrete pillar like a gargoyle watching over his kingdom of idiots. So, let this be a lesson. Next time you think you can outsmart physics with a rope and a buddy, remember the Sludge Angels, because I'm not paying for the power washer to get that cement off your ears. The Sludge Angel Sick Leave Seminar. Alright team, let's talk about the Sludge Angels, otherwise known as Mike and Gary's face-first excursion into the foundation. While the video was hilarious, the HR department is currently having a collective heart attack. We aren't just looking at two ruined high-vis vests. We're looking at a mountain of medical bills for acute cement to eyeball syndrome. Mike is taking 6 weeks off because, apparently, it's hard to lay brick when your skin is basically a sidewalk, and Gary is still in the ER while they try to figure out if he's a human or a statue. That's two of our best guys off the line because Dave over there wanted to see if he could float. Spoiler, he can't, and now we're short-staffed during a deadline. So, while Dave sits up on that pillar like a gargoyle watching the sunset, the rest of us are doing double shifts. We have a shortage of workers, a surplus of wet cement in the wrong places, and an insurance premium that just reached low Earth orbit. Your time off should be for fishing or a beer, not for getting a chemical peel from a foundation slab. Next time you see a rope and a dream, think of the Sludge Angels. If you want a week off, just ask for it. Don't try to carve yourself into the architecture. Now, grab a shovel, we've got Mike and Gary's work to do. And Dave, somebody get a ladder and bring the gargoyle down before he tries to fly. Alright, look at these two. If you think Mike and Gary becoming Sludge Angels was a masterpiece of workplace disaster, you haven't seen anything yet. We've got a whole playlist of Dave's genius's ideas that make this human counterweight look like a safety seminar. If you want to see more high-stakes stupidity, insurance adjuster nightmares, and the kind of physics fails that would make Newton cry, you're in the right place. Stick around, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell. Don't be a Mike, don't be a Gary, be a subscriber so you don't miss the next construction catastrophe. Trust me, the next one involves a forklift and a dream, and you won't want to miss it.
I'm losing my grip.